Hello and welcome to another xray.tech video. My name's Tom, and today I'm going to compare two spreadsheet apps, Airtable and Google Sheets. In this video, I'll look at the general features of both apps, but I'm also going to drill down into exactly how each of these apps can support workflow automation. Let's get into it. First, let's look at the available field types in both apps. Airtable features several customizable types for each field. You've got short text and long text for generic data like names or labels, but they also provide email fields, URL fields, phone numbers, formula fields, single and multi-select fields, checkboxes, and a whole lot more. There's also one particularly useful field type that you should definitely know about if you're considering Airtable: linked fields. Linked fields let you reference a record from a different table. For instance, let's say you have a table with all of your personnel and a separate table with all of the clients you're working with. With linked fields, you can easily create two-way associations between each of your team members and the clients they're working with. You can also use lookup fields to include additional data from the linked record. So you could add a field like project due date or the client's email address. And linked records get updated automatically whenever the original is updated. So you don't have to worry about your information getting out of sync. Now let's see what Google Sheets offers for field types. Sheets doesn't really have different field types. You can use formatting options, but this doesn't change the field type of a column. As part of a recent update, you can also turn cells into people chips, which are objects that reference someone's Google account, but that's about it. If you're looking for the convenience and versatility that having different field types affords, then you'll probably want to check out Airtable. Now let's compare how both apps let you organize your data. In Airtable, you can create several customized views to choose how your data is displayed. You can use precise filters to determine which fields or records are hidden, and you can choose different view types to display your data in different formats and layouts. You can stick with a basic grid, create a gallery of image attachments, make a Kanban board for your team's tasks, or make an interactive form for people to submit data. There's just a lot of options supported right out of the box. On the other hand, Google Sheets doesn't have many options for how you display your data at all. You can create and save filters for your columns, but setting them up isn't nearly as intuitive as Airtable's filter menu. And there are no built-in tools to reorganize your data into visually engaging formats like a gallery or a Kanban board. If you're strictly working with simple numerical data, the limited display options in Sheets probably won't be an issue. But if you'd like to create different views with a diverse and dynamic dataset, then Airtable will probably be the better choice. Next, let's talk about one of our favorite subjects at Xray, no-code automation. Airtable includes native support for simple automations. If you've ever built no-code automations, the interface for Airtable will be very familiar and easy to use. You just need to pick a trigger, like a new record being added to a specific view, and configure the actions you'd like to run whenever the trigger happens. For instance, you can automatically send a message in Gmail or Slack, or create issues in Jira or GitHub, create additional records in Airtable, or even run a custom script. Airtable is also a great app for use with automation providers like Zapier and Make. Linked records let you use Airtable to build flexible datasets for your automations, while the extensive view options give you an easy way to trigger your automations. And because Airtable generates a unique ID for every single record, it's easy to find and update any given record with your automations from any automation provider. And if you ever reorder or rename the columns, the automation providers can still locate the records by using the same ID. In comparison, Google Sheets isn't nearly as well suited to automation. Sheets doesn't have any built-in no-code automation tools, though you can use macros and Google scripts to build some automations if you're familiar with their syntax. However, like most popular SaaS tools, Google Sheets can be automated with apps like Zapier or Make. That being said, Sheets isn't as convenient of a tool for no-code automation. Without views and forms, you don't have as much control over triggering your automations. And since every cell is identified by its row and column, rearranging the spreadsheet will produce unexpected results in your automations, to say the least. If you're trying to choose a spreadsheet app to use as a no-code automation database, Airtable is the clear winner. Most of our comparisons so far have given a clear edge to Airtable, but this next category is something that Google Sheets handles much better than Airtable. If you're dealing with very large datasets, Google Sheets is the clear winner. A single spreadsheet in Google Sheets can hold a whopping 5 million cells, while each base in Airtable is limited to 50,000 rows for a pro account and 250,000 rows for enterprise users. So if you're working with millions of records in a single database, Google Sheets is clearly a better choice than Airtable. However, if you're using datasets that are actually that large, you might want to consider enterprise caliber databases like Google Cloud or AWS or even Postgres. And there are no-code enterprise database solutions too, like NoCodeDB, Backendless, and Xano, but we won't be covering those apps in this video. Just bear in mind that all of these options are more expensive than the free Google Sheets. Speaking of price, let's finish up by comparing the price options for both apps. Google Sheets itself is totally free to use. You just need to make sure you have a Google account and start creating spreadsheets. Every free Google account comes with 15 gigabytes of cloud storage. Of course, spreadsheets don't take up a lot of space, but if you need more than 15 gigabytes, you have a couple of options. For businesses, Google Drive offers 1 terabyte of storage for $12 per user per month. For individual accounts, Google One starts at $2 per month for 100 gigabytes of cloud storage and goes up to 2 terabytes for $10 per month. Airtable offers a free plan, which can be great for individual users, but does have its limitations. It only supports 1,200 records per base, 1 extension per base, and doesn't have any snapshot history, among a few other restrictions. For a pro plan, that unlocks nearly all of Airtable's features, but you'll need to pay $20 per user per month. If you want every feature that Airtable has to offer, like 3 years of revision history and on-premise Jira and Salesforce syncing, you'll need to contact Airtable for the Enterprise plan. These are annual contracts that can cost upwards of $10,000 per year, but when your entire organization runs on Airtable, it's well worth the cost, security, privacy, and enterprise-grade support. If you're just looking to make some small databases for individual use, you can easily use either app for free. But if you plan to work with large datasets with hundreds of thousands of records, then Sheets will be a much more viable, cheaper option. Ultimately, Airtable is easily the better choice if you're looking for a spreadsheet app that supports your automation efforts. It's also better if you're just looking for an app that gives you flexibility and control over how you arrange and display your data. Of course, if you're already comfortable with Google Sheets and its formulas, or if you have a huge dataset to work with, sticking with the totally free app may be a better choice. For many, Google Sheets is also a familiar testing ground to prototype your ideas. At Xray, we prefer Airtable for its extensive automation support, but we also see the value in Google Sheets as well, especially to clean and reorganize messy data. Let us know how you'd like to use each app in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more automation tips every single week. And if you'd like to learn more about no-code and low-code automation, you can follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook. All of those links are in the description down below, and as always, don't forget, keep the flow.